Hey guys, Limo here, back with another classic WoW guide. Today we are going to be looking at how to solo Sunken Temple troll mini-bosses in order to get some pre-raid best in slot items for both Resto and Feral Druids. Gear and talents will be at the end of the video. So, why are we doing Sunken Temple? The primary reason for doing Sunken Temple is to obtain two pieces of gear. The first one is the healing gloves, which I believe can give between 42 to 44 bonus healing, in addition to the 9 spell damage / healing, for a total of between 51 and 53 bonus healing. The second item is the tanking shoulders. These shoulders have a really high armor value and have a chance to roll the suffix of the monkey, which gives between 12 to 13 agility and stamina. So here are some items which we can use as a comparison to see just how good these items from Sunken Temple really are. As you can see, the healing gloves from Sunken Temple have about 20 more bonus healing than the Hands of the Exalted Herald, which drop from Princess Bronzebeard in the Blackrock Depths, which makes them a nice upgrade over the ones from BRD. Also, as you can see, the shoulders from Sunken Temple have an insanely high armor value compared to either the Stormshroud shoulders, which are from 295 elemental levelworking, or the Wormtongue shoulders, which are from Balnazar in Stratlive. So there are 6 troll mini bosses, and I'm going to butcher their names throughout this video. There is Zulor, Huku, Loro, Zolo, Gasha, and Mijan. I'll go through what each boss does while the video of the run is playing. Where each of the mini bosses spawn is completely random, and as you can see, the first boss that I get this time is Huku. So the way you want to approach Huku is to open in cat form and get between 4 and 5 combo points and use Rip before going into bear form and tanking Huku and his demons. I would consider this boss to be one of the easier bosses. After each boss, just heal up a little bit and then go back into cat form and stealth your way to the next boss. Your mana should regenerate by the time you're at the next boss. So the next boss that I got was Zulor. So the way you want to approach him is to just nuke in cat form the whole time. He applies a stat reduction debuff, but doesn't really do too much damage. Depending on your gear, you might want to pop out of form and heal maybe once, but I would consider Zulor probably the easiest boss. So the next boss is Gasha. So the way you want to approach Gasha is to open in cat form, but quickly go into bear form. You might even want to just open in bear form. So he does very high damage, and it's really likely that you will have to heal. Even in pretty decent tanking gear, he still almost kills me. I would consider Gasha the second hardest mini-boss, apart from Mijan, and we don't even try to do Mijan because it's too difficult in current gear. So the next boss is Loro. You want to open in cat form and get either a 4 or 5 combo point rip onto him before going into bear form for the remainder of the fight. I would say Loro is medium. There's not really a high risk of dying, but you definitely want to be in bear form. A nice thing to do is look onto the next platform to see which boss is there. In this case, I saw that Mijan is on the next platform, and since we skip him, I know that I should also skip the next staircase. So it is possible to kill Mijan, but it is very difficult and probably not worth the time, especially if you end up dying. So the main reasons that we skip Mijan is because 1, he does high damage, 2, he has a healing totem which you need to kill, and if you're in cat form you lose combo points on Mijan, which is pretty annoying. He also casts Renew on himself, which heals for like 3% a tick, which is pretty annoying. And he also casts a heal, which as a druid you don't really have a decent interrupt apart from Bash, which is on a 1-minute cooldown, or Feral Charge, which is pretty difficult to be able to run away in time to charge him before the heal goes off. So the last boss in this run is Zolo. So the way you want to approach him is to open in cat form and get either a 4 or 5 combo point rip on him before you go into bear form. It's very important that you kill his totems quickly, as if you don't, you can get overwhelmed by the skeletons. So that's the run. I'm going to show you how to get back to the entrance just in case people get lost. You can also do a trick in Classic WoW where you invite somebody and then you log off, and then that person resets the instance, and then you will appear back at the start of the instance, which is quicker than running back to the start. So I'm quickly going to go over my gear and talent spec in case that's of use to people to know if they can be able to do the Sunken Temple run. This is pretty much the gear that I had in the video. There have been a few changes and I will point them out as I go along. So quickly going over my gear, I have the Eye of Rend, which drops from War Chief Rend Blackhammer in Upper Blackrock Spire. I also have the Onyxia Tooth Pennant, which is a quest reward from the head of Onyxia. However, any neck should be fine with stamina and agility. I also have the Storm Shroud Shoulders, which are from 295 elemental leatherworking. However, in the video I had some generic of the monkey shoulders. For my cloak, I have the Arms Wake cloak from Blackrock Spire, but any stamina / agility / attack power cloak should be fine. I also have the Warbear harness from leatherworking. You should be able to get it from the auction house pretty easily. I have the Malefic braces from the auction house. The braces from the Beast in Upper Blackrock Spire are also a very good upgrade. For my gloves, I have the Slaghide Gauntlets of the Monkey from Lower Blackrock Spire. Any of the monkey gloves should be fine as a replacement. I have the Serpentine sash from the auction house. I think it was like 20 or 30 gold in week 2 or 3. I had some green of the monkey pants. I now have the pants from General Pengaforge in BRD, which were a very good upgrade. And the ash covered boots from Archivist Galford in Strat Live. So for my first ring, I have Thrall's Resolve, which is from the quest in BRD to save Princess, Horde only I believe. And my second ring is the Blackstone ring from Princess in Maradon. However, now I have the Ring of Protection from the quest in the Eastern Playlands. The Mark of Tyranny and the Smoking Heart of the Mountain are best in slot tanking trinkets. One is from a Rend Blackhand quest and one is from Enchanting. Very good items, you never replace those. And I also have the Warden Staff, 300 gold from the auction house a few weeks ago. Might be a bit cheaper now. So we're going to quickly talk about talent specs, including which spec I was in the video, and some alternative specs which I believe could also do this farming method. So this is the spec that I was in the video. You go Nature's Grasp and improve Nature's Grasp. You go into Natural Weapons, 5 out of 5, and you get Omen of Clarity. You get 5 out of 5 in Ferocity, 5 out of 5 Feral Instincts, 5 out of 5 Thick Hide, 1 in Feral Charge, 3 in Sharpened Claws, 2 in Primal Fury, 3 in Predatory Strikes, 1 in Fairy Fire, 2 into Savage Fury, 5 out of 5 Heart of the Wild, and then you get Leader of the Pack, and then you get 5 out of 5 in Thora, and 2 out of 2 in Improved Enrage. This is pretty much the basic tanking spec. This spec is really good for doing dungeon tanking. Omen of Clarity is really good when you're rage starved. If you get an extra swipe, an extra maul, extra demo raw, it's really good for dungeon tanking. So another spec that you could easily do this in is Heart of the Wild tanking spec, which is 5 out of 5 Ferocity, and then 5 out of 5 Feral Instinct, 3 out of 5 Thick Hide, 1 in Feral Charge, 3 in Sharpened Claws, 2 in Primal Fury, 3 out of 3 Predatory Strikes, 1 in Fairy Fire, 2 into Savage Fury, and 5 out of 5 into Heart of the Wild. And then the changes from the previous spec is that you don't go Omen of Clarity, instead you go to Nature's Swiftness in the Restoration tree. So 5 out of 5 here, 5 out of 5 Improved Healing Touch, 3 out of 3 Reflection. Insect Swarm's good for PvP, so it's pretty nice. 1 out of 1 into Enrage to unlock Tranquil Spirit, which you get 5 out of 5, and then you get Nature's Swiftness. So this spec allows you to pretty much tank and heal. Very versatile, good for raiding if you need to swap between healing and tanking. Also good for dungeons, you can fill both roles. Not as nice for dungeons as going Omen of Clarity if you're just tanking, but it's pretty good. Some people sometimes drop 1 out of Heart of the Wild and go 1 into Nature's Grasp for PvP. That's up to you though. The spec is very good overall. And the third spec is Heart of the Wild Rester again, but for feral DPS instead of tanking. So 5 out of 5 Ferocity, 5 out of 5 Feral Aggression this time because you get more ferocious bite damage. You then go into Feral Charge and then 3 out of 3 Sharpened Claws. You can then choose what you want here. You can go 1 out of 5 Feral Instinct for the stealth, or you can go Brutal Impact for PvP, up to you. Probably go 1 into there. You then go 2 out of 2 Blood Frenzy, which is the same as Seal Fate for Rogues. Really nice DPS boost. 3 out of 3 Predatory Strikes, improved Shred for the energy cost reduction. 2 out of 2 Savage Fury for the damage increase. Fairy Fire Feral. Then you go 5 out of 5 Heart of the Wild. And then it's exactly the same as the last spec in Resta. So exactly the same. You can choose to not go 1 out of 1 here, you can go into here if you want, or into here since you're not really tanking, but I like going Improved Enrage because it gives you enough rage to get a Feral Charge and a Bash off, which is pretty nice with Thora. 5 out of 5 Tranquil Spirit, and then 1 out of 1 Nature's Swiftness. Again, if you want to swap out 1 point in Heart of the Wild for Nature's Grasp, you can do that also. So thanks for watching guys. Hopefully you get lucky in Sunken Temple and get your best in slot gear. I have a few more videos in the works covering a range of topics for Druids in Classic. Hopefully I can get those out in the next few weeks. I know some of you are asking about how to do Princess in Maradon, so one of my videos is going to be about how to kill her. So see you next time.